Well, that was unceremoniously a great way to start the show. I don't know exactly what just happened, but I hit go live and my laptop restarted. So, um, awesome. I'm watching me with you guys. So, if you were in my subscriber group, you kind of know what's going on already. But the cool part is that StreamYard apparently started stuff already. So, we are live on the YouTube and live on the Facebook. As you might notice, I have a background I've never had before. You might even see my breath at some point. You see, we brought back the OG sign. You see how there's some insulation and there's some not insulation. The big surprise, the reveal, the what's going on is that I'm coming to you guys live from the new studio. Um, this is my new space. I was planning on going live tonight and talking about MPMC and tagging some companies and talking about them and like what they've done, but I didn't want this to be what they got tagged in. So we're gonna go live tomorrow, and the fun part about tomorrow is that you guys are gonna see a completely different background. So this is as far as I got today. That wall is insulated. This wall is mostly insulated. There's one small section I have to do. This wall, there's two sections left, just these two that you can see, and then I need to insulate that wall. And I have all paneling for in here. Luckily, you guys won't be able to see the ceiling for a minute with how we're going to point the camera. So yeah, we're gonna get the insulation done, and we're gonna get the paneling up tomorrow. And then, yeah, it'll be a much better background. I might even go get me a table or something. I'm using our outdoor aluminum little chair. So, yeah, this is the new studio world headquarters for Frontal Discussion. So, I know that some of you are like, well, that is a terrible surprise. It's not. First off, I cannot explain to you guys how excited I am to have this. If you've been around for a while, if you recognize this, because I haven't had this up for a while, years. Um, when my wife worked for Jackson, actually, she worked for Jackson National Life when she first had this. She got this done at their print shop. This was as big as they could do. So this is like signboard. It's got a couple nicks and dings, but I've somehow managed to keep this thing looking nice. At the very first show that I ever did, I started with a 10-inch netbook. I broke my laptop the week before I was supposed to start the show. So I used my wife's 10-inch netbook and my Xbox 360 headset, well, Xbox One headset, microphone, headset, and everything. And on the wall behind me in our basement, it was cinder block, like unpainted cinder block. So what I did was I ran out to Walmart and I bought the tablecloths, the plastic tablecloths that you can get, and hung them up so that they covered the back wall. So there was just white plastic back there. So I had a white plastic background with this hanging from it, and that was a long time. I had that for a year or so, and then the only thing I changed was I glued some sound deadening panels to cardboard boxes I bought at Walmart and hung them in the back instead. So when you see the orange and the black, they that's what it was. Those are some sound deadening panels. And then the last year or so, I needed that space in the basement, and I was doing some stuff where I was filming, and I kind of lost that studio space. And so that's why we've done almost everything from Earl's garage. Don't fear not, Earl and I are still in just as good a standing as we have been. Okay, so but I need to stop Bogart in his shop. That's what's happening. And so Barbara says it looks like a shed. This is a shed. To be just completely honest with you guys, in Charlotte, I am allowed to put a structure up that is smaller than 200 square feet or smaller. So this is a 10 by 20 shed. Yeah, straight up, not gonna hide it. Kind of proud of it. It was the cheapest way we could add the square footage we needed. So this half, so this part is we cut it in half. So it's 10 by 10, and the other half is 10 by 10, and the other half is going to be all for the front wheel drive shop. So that's where we're going to store all the product and stuff like that. And then we're going to clear out a bunch of stuff out of the basement too, so like Halloween decorations and stuff. This side, the loft goes over the whole side. So all 10 feet of this has a loft on it. There's 6 feet of loft on the other side. So like all the Halloween decorations and stuff are going up in the lofts. But we're putting insulation in, and I'm actually insulating the other side, even though I have no plans on putting heat over there right away. But because I'm going to cover the walls, just putting insulation in because it isn't that much extra. So the whole thing has some insulation. This side, I've got paneling to put up. This is as far as I got today. So this got delivered. It was done at about noon. Random Menards I bought insulation yesterday, but I bought for 16-inch on center. And this is 24. So I had to take that back, and I got new stuff. But I also bought the paneling today. And by the time I got back, this was as far as I got, which is fine. So I got some of it insulated. And then tomorrow I'm going to get the last of it insulated, and we're going to get the panels put up. So I made the decision. We're going to have 2 sets of paneling in here. So this wall, so this wall over here and this wall behind me are going to have the same paneling. And then that wall and that wall are going to have the same paneling, and they are very different. Okay. So we're kind of just, this corner probably we're not going to worry about. That corner is the door. So the nice part about that is that I am going to set it up so that one of those angles is going to be just me. So like this, I'm going to have me a little desk or table or something so that when I'm doing a show or I'm doing interviews or something, I can have, it's just me, right? Smaller space. That's that wall, the one that you can't see, there's the door is in it, and so it takes up the full, part of that wall. So that one's smaller. So I might point it that way. We might use the corner or something. But the goal of these, or this side, is I'm going to have either a couch or some chairs with the intent of being able to have guests. That was the thing with doing this out of the basement for the last, 5 years, is that I was under my kid's bedroom, and it was a very small space. I used a different lens and to try to make it look significantly bigger, but it wasn't. I could turn around and touch the back wall, and the camera was. I could usually reach up and touch the camera. It'd be slightly farther out just to give that illusion. And there was room for one person, and so there was no way that I would be able to have anyone down there ever, right? And it got to where now I can't go very long when my kids try to go to the barn, or try to go to sleep. Like I couldn't go live. I keep them awake now. When they were younger, they didn't pay attention, but now they know daddy's down there and they want to come down, they want to hang out and all that kind of stuff. The beauty of this is the shed is 10 feet away from the house, because actually it's about 11 and a half feet, because that's what regulations require. And yeah, I'm another 10 or so feet, and I'll be all insulated and so they won't hear me, no matter what time it is, no matter who's out here. We can be out here, we can be making noise, we can be loud. So when the traveling series come to town or come somewhat local, I can invite people out here. I have enough space to be able to park a tow rig, either on the road or driveway or whatnot. And if it's just 1 or 2 people, we can hang out in here. We can hang out in the studio. If it's more than that, we could be out in the shop type of thing. So yeah, the other thing I'm planning on doing is having a setup where I can drop a curtain in here to do like a green screen. Because I have some ideas that I want to do to be able to, um, I want to do some like reaction type of videos, um, or even like some instructional type of stuff that I can record that having a green screen would be really, really helpful. And so I don't want to take up a whole wall for that. So I'll probably have something I can hang a curtain, right? Um, what's up, Mr. Night Wrencher? So Mr. Night Wrencher is my new friend from California. Him and Mr. Travis Black, they live fairly close to each other, out not in LA, but in LA, right? And we all went out to dinner one night at MPMC, and I just spent an hour and a half telling those guys how, because you guys, the rest of you, are on Facebook, I'm on Facebook, and yeah, so yeah, um, well, yeah, Mr. Night Wrencher there. This is a fairly, yeah, they live like 2 hours apart, but it's only like 40 miles, so um, yeah, those two guys were a huge um, positive from going out to MPMC this year. And I have like 8 things that I want to say all at the same time. I'm overjoyed. I'm a little overwhelmed, but overjoyed. I've dreamed of having this for a long time. A long time. I kind of always thought I'd have to rent an office or something like that. Um, so it means a lot to me to be sitting in a space just for the studio. So if I'm seem to be, dude, what's going on? I'm sitting here picturing this, how it's going to look tomorrow. And then once I get some furniture and once I have people in here and have mounts for the cameras and mounts for the lights, and just as I look around, that's what I see. So that's why I keep looking around. And carpet. We're gonna put floor in here. So so I am live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So that's actually yeah. So one thing I do want to talk to you guys about just for a minute, and I talked about this a little bit out at MPMC with the companies. The last little while, months, this last year or so, things didn't quite go my way how I wanted them to. And with the new job I had and stuff like that, um, the show suffered and suffered a lot. And it was really, really starting to get to me personally, watching it die, to be honest with you, because I put a lot of work and time and energy and effort and money into frontal discussion. And I don't think people understand all the time how much it means to me and how much I care. And so watching it fade away hurt, a lot. A lot. And I tried. It just, things never seem to work out. Um, I got a new job, and a lot of really, really good things have happened in the last month, 6 weeks. And there's a lot of really good things that are going to happen in the next 2 to 8 weeks. 8 weeks is Bristol. And I'll be down there at Bristol. So I was talking to some of the companies and some of the people at MPMC, and I want to let you guys and gals know that I am working full tilt on the studio and full tilt on the pole barn. And I know some of you are gonna be like, dude, I don't care. That's not gonna get my race car out. Well, if you like watching the show, what that means is that the timeline I told everybody at MPMC, and I'm gonna tell you guys, I have not always been good at following through or timelines or getting things done necessarily. But this year, following through is a huge, huge focus of mine. Okay. Um, Huge focus of mine this year. So what that might mean is that I tell you guys I'm going to do less. Just that way I can do instead of telling you. Okay. But the rest of this week, the next day or two at least, is going to focus on outfitting this space. And so, which should be like I said, so the big thing in this side is because it's 10 foot, I have 4x8 paneling. It's only 7 feet tall. So I got to hack a foot off the top, and then I'm at 2 panels, and then half of one, and then half of one and 2 panels. So I just have to finish the insulation, which isn't going to take me that long. And then I have to put those panels up, which again shouldn't take me that long. What I'm likely going to do is measure about 5 times, and then I'm going to put all 5 pieces of paneling together, kind of clamp them together some, and then a foot off the end of all of them, so they're all the same height. Good or bad, they're all the same height. And then I can just bring them in and nail them up, and then the one piece I can measure and cut, right? And I'm going to do the same thing for those two. So realistically, tomorrow, this whole thing should likely be insulated and the walls up. Ceiling is, I need somebody to help with the ceiling. So this will likely be done tomorrow, at least the walls. And then the pole barn is electrical. So I've got to hook up my breaker box and then hook up my switches and the lights and everything. And I told everybody at MPMC that 2 to 6 weeks was when we're going to be in the pole barn. We're going to be filming. We're going to be in the studio and able to go live. The reason that matters is because I have a lot of really good things that are coming out of MPMC, working with some companies. I've got a lot of really good videos that are on deck to be filmed. Some really good videos. Like some really neat topics, some stuff you guys have been asking me for, projects. Since the space is going to be done, that I can work. Now, mind you, the fun thing about the pole barn is that it's going to have, it'll keep the snow out, and it'll have lights, and that's about it. I don't have any heat. We're not going to have it insulated. We're not going to have any walls. It is going to look like this. Only you're going to see the vapor barrier. But I don't care. I got some banners to hang up, and I got shit to do. And so I told everybody the 6 weeks just for my luck, because the pole barn, I've got to clean out some of it. I got to rearrange some stuff, which involves my other garage to just storage stuff. And then I've got to get inspections done. And so I got to make sure that I have a little bit extra time to do that. But the goal is by the end of next week to have all the electrical done and be ready for an inspection. And as soon as that happens, even if I shove all my junk in a corner and try to throw a tarp over it so I can start filming, that's what's going to happen. Because my tow rig needs some work. The Bristol car needs some work. I got friends who wants me to work on some stuff. Like the pole barn is going to be usable. So I've got people to interview. Also, there's a lot less work to get this ready, because we're running this currently off an extension cord. We're going to be running it off an extension cord for the foreseeable future. If you're in my subscriber group, I explained why. Let's just say I got to get the pole barn inspected. So we're going to run out here off an extension cord for a while. So, yeah. But it's easy to, the door's wide open right now. So if you guys see me put my coat on, just know that I'm in Michigan with the door wide open. But I'm not going to have heat in here for a minute. I am not going to have electric that I can plug in for a minute. We're going to be running off an extension cord in that. But I have Wi-Fi out here. I am currently using the house Wi-Fi. I can't do that in the pole barn or anything. So I have some interviews to do. Paul Biddle just won the Freedom Factory. Newman Prusnell won the SCDRA race. Andrew Smith's SCDRA champion. I've got experts I'm lining up to get on here. And I told all of them, like, when I get studio done is when I want. So it'll be, you know, realistically 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 weeks, and then we'll be able to have everybody on. And I've got some good experts lined up. Lake Speed Jr., when I talked to him, was like, dude, he's like, when are you going to have me back on? Soon, man, soon. So I've got some industry experts that want to come on, and I have a lot of interviews to do. I got a lot of catching up to do. So that's why the studio is first. It's easier to get done. And once this is done and I can point the camera, man, we are full steam ahead. So part of my content strategy for this next year is to continue to bring you guys the lives. We're going to do Tuesdays. We're going to do Thursdays. Tuesdays might be down in Earl's for just a minute, because until I have actual internet cable out into the pole barn, I can't go live. I can't use my phone, and I can't use my laptop. And that'll be after it gets inspected, so that I don't have to pay for them to check and make sure that a cable that I ran from that point to that point is good. But Tuesdays probably be down at Earl still for a minute, okay, for a couple weeks, and then Thursdays we'll be out here, and we'll be filming in the pole barn so that I can edit and get uploaded. I've got videos that I've got edited. I have to double check on my other computer. This one was acting a little funny for me for editing. We're going to continue to do that. So at nighttime, when I'm done in here, I'm going to go in, I'm going to work on getting videos edited. So you guys are going to see old stuff. I have a lot of filmed footage that I held on to, and for numerous reasons. None of them are really good reasons. A lot of it was that I had a perfect video in mind, that it was going to be this or it was going to be that, and it just didn't work like that. I didn't have the footage for it. I don't know what I'm doing well enough to do that. And I've decided that it's dumb. Okay. It's dumb. So I am planning on editing and uploading stuff from 1, 2, 3, 4 years ago even. Okay. Every old video will be prefaced with it, that it's an old video, but I have a lot of really good footage that I want you guys to see. And so that's a focus of mine this year, is to try to get as much as I can done to post for you guys that I already have. And then we're going to just make as much content as we possibly can over the next year. I have some bigger companies that I think will work with me, that we can do some pretty epic stuff. But talking to them this last year for me, because we didn't post as much, we didn't go live as much, they believe in me, they believe in you guys, even more so than me. So like, they want to do something, but I gotta show them a little something, right? Completely understandable. I'm not mad. I understand why. Okay. I went in almost every meeting at MPMC and just explained, like, if you go backwards this last year, you're not going to see the best of stuff. But here's the good things that are happening, and here's why all that momentum has shifted. Okay. So same thing to you guys. You guys are going to start seeing all the work of that, of all of the really great things that are about to happen. Okay. So yeah. Sean says surface mount everything. You can hook everything up and use it before they inspect it. Yeah. No. The pole barn, I've already talked to the guy. Like, it'll all be there. The inspector that I've talked to, because of what I'm doing in the pole barn, it'll all be hooked up. It'll all be worked in. The pole barn especially is going to be surface mount. And I have all the stuff to do it. I just physically have to run it. And then it'll all be working. It's just no covers and anything. So he can come in, he can inspect the circuits. In here, that goal is to do that eventually. But I'll be honest with you guys and gals. And nobody call the county. Okay. The stuff in here is going to be done to code. I'm going to have a breaker box over on that side. Like, I'm not trying to make this dangerous or anything like that. is way too close to my house to be a fire hazard. The issue is that the number of inspections, the cost of the inspections, and just the pain in the ass of getting the electrical from there to here inspected, it's just, I don't want to do it. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I just don't want to do it. I'm one of those guys that believes, you know, this is my stuff. So I should be able to do what I want with my stuff, good or bad. Right. So I don't want them to know this is a storage shed. This is going to be a storage shed. The doors are going to be locked while the inspectors are here. They don't need to know nothing about it. I bought a storage shed. So, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's Sean says. It's going to be the code. Uncle Sam just doesn't need to know. Right? So, I'm not doing anything, like, I'm not half-assing it to that point. Right? Like, I'm really not. However, like, this is going to be hooked up on a circuit breaker in the house. But for the interim, we're going to have a extension cord running out here. The nice thing is that I have my big light, which is why the lighting looks so cinematic, right? My camera's actually running off a battery, so I do apologize. If for some reason that thing drops out again, we'll switch over to either my phone or the there, because it's going to go, battery's fresh, fully charged is the biggest battery I have. It should go a while. I'll probably be done before the battery is. However, I couldn't find my cord for the dummy battery, so I have to buy one. But I haven't been able to find it for a while, so I'm just going to get another one. But I have my light, my laptop, and the camera need plugged in, and none of them take hardly any power. So, yeah, yeah, or my barn to my code. Well, that is the thing, is the pole barn, after it gets inspected, might see some additional circuits and stuff like that, but they charge $50 to $80 per circuit. So every circuit breaker is $50 to $85, or even more than that, to inspect. And so I ain't trying to have no $1,000 inspection, right? So, yeah, public viewing of this. I know, yeah. Sean, dude, listen, Sean, you guys come to town for a touring series, man. You guys will come over. We'll have you over. I live 15 minutes away from Springport, man. I ain't got nowhere for you to sleep because the house is so small. But, you know, have you and Ashley and that over, and yeah, we'll have you in the studio, show you the shop. It's all good, man. It's all good. That was a huge part of wanting to. And look, if there's stuff to do on the barn, look, I'll have you guys help. So far, I mean, Shrek came all the way up here to help. You know, Mr. Derek Colliner there. Ben has helped on the barn. I made him do something so I can say he worked on it. I don't know if I got Bob to work on it. But when Bob comes back this summer, I'll make him do something. I love, and the amount of people that have come and helped during the process, there's too many to list. I love that people are coming out here and helping work on it. So yeah, if you want to, man, I'll find something we can do. I guarantee you there's a board we can nail up somewhere. So yeah, I don't know where we're gonna be. You know, I don't know by the time summer hits what's gonna happen. As soon as the time and the budget allow, I'm gonna insulate it. I'm gonna put the walls up and stuff. But I mean, I'm looking at the last time I priced insulation for the pole barn, for some stuff like this, which is the cheapest option, is like $1,700, $1,600 for just the insulation. And then it's you know, it's a 24 by 40. And so I got, you know, the front wall doesn't really have, because it's got an 18 by 12 door, but I've got a 40-foot by 15-foot wall, and then a 25 or 24 by, you know, 15-foot wall. So the, you know, that's a lot of plywood plus the ceiling. So yeah, I mean, and when I have the 2,500, the $3,000 or so to insulate it and put the walls all up and stuff, that's what we're doing. But I can work in there without those things. So that's what we're doing this year without having. I'm gonna stop striving for perfection. You're gonna get more stuff that looks like this. Yeah. The other thing is you know, we got Night Rancher watching on YouTube. A big part of this year too for me, guys and gals, is we're going on Facebook, but we are adding to YouTube. So we have videos on Facebook that I don't have on YouTube yet. So those are going to get uploaded. Any video that I film is going to go on both. When I go live, for the most part, will be on both. Just because why not? Right now, it's going to depend on if I just grab my phone real quick. It's a lot harder to go live on both, but we're going to try to. Yeah. Don't think though, Facebook. We're not neglecting Facebook at all. We have still have subscribers over here. There's going to be subscriber exclusive stuff. Also, when we get the electric in the pole barn, I get her cleaned out a little bit. I think after Bristol, just because it's only 8 weeks away and there's a lot to do between now and then. So shortly after Bristol, we're going to throw a subscriber party where people can come out, hang out in the pole barn, show them the studio, stuff like that. It won't be like a public event because nothing against most of you, but I'm trying the best I can to not put my internet or my address on the internet. It's not hard to find, but the less I do it, the better. So it won't be like a public thing, but if you're a subscriber, you'll be invited to come hang out. So we're gonna do that after Bristol. Just it'll allow me to clean up a little bit, but it'll also allow me to get the cars done to get to Bristol and stuff like that. So yeah. 2024, you are going to see as well this year. I've got a few projects. My tow rig is going to be one that is going to be featured a little bit more. So my van needs some work. So we're going to film some videos on it. I redecked my trailer and I filmed some stuff. So, I got to edit that up, but I also have some other stuff I want to do to it that I'm going to do to the trailer, and we're going to film it and put it up. I've got the new build. I've got Lucy. I've got Doc. I have the Cavalier. So all of those are going to be worked on. As soon as I have space in the pole barn, Doc and Lucy, or Lucy and the new build are coming here. Doc is tucked away at my brother-in-law's. If he yells at me, it's also coming here. But I'd like to leave that there for a minute, So, yeah. I have those projects. Okay. I've got motors to build for some of them. Like, we have a lot to do this year, and I'm planning on hammering them. So, yeah. Dwight, I am running Bristol. I've actually, the last few days, some things have fallen into place for Bristol. So I'm not announcing yet what's going on fully with Bristol, but I will be there and I will be in a car. So, and Matthew says, if you want to try and turn it into a business, try YouTube and push subscribing to YouTube. And then if you get enough subscribers, you can get memberships. Well, see, that's the fun thing, Matthew. I have that here. So it's kind of already like a business. I mean, Facebook pays my LLC. So Forever Discussion is actually incorporated as a business. So I did that for towards the beginning, just to be safe with a lot of stuff. But we're pushing YouTube to grow. A lot of the companies that I'm trying to work with or working with also really want to see YouTube as much. It's a lot easier for them to share YouTube stuff. So that's part of building YouTube. Now, I'm not neglecting Facebook at all. I like Facebook. And I will defend Facebook. I know that it's worse than YouTube in almost every metric, but you guys are here. 35 of you are watching me sit here in front of this, talk about how awesome things are going to be, right? That's why we're still on Facebook, okay? My subscribers are here. And 2024 also, like, moving forward here, it's going to still be a week or two with subscribers just because I am full throttle trying to get this outfitted and get the pole barn outfitted. And also finishing up some MPMC stuff. I still have 25 or so emails to send. So there is a lot that has to happen in the next week or two. So it'll still be slightly slow, but then we're going to start doing, the other beauty of this is, guys and gals, for the subscriber stuff, I can come out here on my odd days now. So like on Wednesday nights, we can do some subscriber stuff. Maybe Monday night, maybe Friday night, right? We can do subscriber stuff. So the goal is once I have all the paneling and everything up, the light and stuff is going to stay out here because it doesn't matter if it gets cold. I'm going to grab my laptop and I'm going to grab the cords and I'm going to grab my camera and take them back in the house, and then the audio stuff too. Like those are going to go back in the house. But it's going to be stupid simple to come out here, carry the camera out, put it on the tripod, plug it in, plug the cord from camera to laptop, plug the laptop in, turn the light on. We can go live. So there's a lot of that coming up, right? So think you could do both, more money. Yeah, no. We're doing both. We're doing both. We are doing both for sure. So I'm going to attempt this year to pick up Instagram as well. So I'm going to take some more pictures, put up some short videos and stuff. I'm going to try to leverage Instagram as well. So not real worried about trying to grow anywhere else aside from those 3 platforms. So yeah. Then connection issues happen. Dude, Sean, for those of you that were here in the beginning, I literally hit go live and like it was like did something weird and then the entire screen went black and we'd already started. So by the time I come back, yeah. No, Steve, so anything that's filmed that I filmed is going up on YouTube. So like the brake adjuster video, the like how to adjust your rear brakes is going up. I've got like the difference in fuel regulator, like any video that's filmed is going to go up on YouTube as well. And then from here on out, anything that I film is going to go on both. But we're probably going to optimize slightly. So I'll probably film a YouTube intro and a Facebook intro type of thing. But like the meat and potatoes of the content is going to be both, right? So yeah, the gram was my idea. Yeah, the gram was an idea, but it was you pushing it harder. Also, since it's the only way you'll talk to me right now. I've been sending messages to the old Night Wrencher. So, which by the way, the other thing I'm going to do too is I met some pretty cool content creators out in Cali. I'm going to do some focus, and I'm going to send you guys to some of their stuff too. Because Mr. Night Wrencher there, if you guys are into carbureted stuff, does some really good videos on how to adjust your carburetors and that. But his YouTube channel, it does a lot of it's tech based, kind of like mine. But he has some good welding videos over there, a lot of decent how-tos, and some product reviews of different products and stuff. So not a whole lot of front-wheel drive content, but that's okay. But yeah, he does some pretty cool stuff. He's got a 73 Dodge Charger with a big block 361. I didn't even know those existed. But he's got a blow-through turbo setup. So yeah. And for those of you asking, yes, so the YouTube channel has been there for a long time, a few years. You can head over to YouTube, you can subscribe. It's Front Wheel Discussion. So I had the other thing is I have a couple videos over there that are not on Facebook. So like when I finished 3rd at Bristol, if you want to watch that from my point of view from in car, that's on YouTube. You can go watch that. My coilover adjustment video is on YouTube. It's my best video on YouTube. And then I also have Kalamazoo and Springport from In-Car Camera is over there as well. So there's a couple videos over there that aren't on, and we're going to focus and get all of those where they should be on both channels. So yeah, if you haven't already, if you have YouTube, go subscribe to Front Wheel Discussion. So yeah, the YouTube Bristol videos are actually how I found you, Jordan says. There you go. And look, if you guys wonder what Bristol's going to be like this year, that video, that in-car it's a pretty good one to watch. I started 18th and I drove all the way to 3rd, and I was battling for 2nd. There's a couple spots where I know that if I had stayed in there, it might have worked, but the car would wash out on me. If I went in a little too hard, it would go sideways, and I didn't want to wash up. And yeah, and he knew it. Justin knew it. So he was trying to hold me down, and I was trying to not wreck both of us. So yeah. Jeff, this is actually the new studio, man. This is a shed in my yard. But this 10 by 10 half is the new studio. This is as far as I got today with the insulation. I didn't get that wall either. I did get that wall. and that wall, but I didn't get the rest of this. Yeah, I can't go live from the pole barn from my phone or from here, because from my phone or from the laptop because it has all metal. It's a Faraday cage, and as soon as I walk in that thing, I lose all signal on my phone. So until I get it wired with internet, we're going live from the studio or Earl's garage. So yeah, um, dude. So all right, so Matthew, are you going to do trackside interviews this season when visiting tracks? Yes. I am working on. I don't know how many tracks I'm going to go to, but the goal is this year. If I go and I'm not racing, I will bring the cameras, and we'll definitely do some interview stuff. If I'm racing, it'll depend on if I show up and the car is super good, and I can just go walk around. We will. Otherwise, part of that will be if I can get uh, if I can get help, and I don't mean that in a negative way. If I can get like a camera person that could follow me around and do kind of stuff, which I'm kind of hoping on, that's the goal, is to do that, to have somebody that can help me where they can film and I can just be at the track and they're kind of filming me and then we can edit later. So there's some really cool things that we can do. It's just I can't pay anybody. I don't make enough doing this. I don't have enough to pay somebody to do it. And so, yeah. So I'm trying to do it the best I can on my own. And again, I don't mean that in a negative way. I don't mean that from like, I wish you guys would step up. No, 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 no. So I want to make sure and put that out there. Yeah, and I do need to put that clip up, Dad. So I was telling Dad how he's like, dude, I was super loose, and I was like, sure. Which actually, did I ever? I don't know if I put that down here. No, I have when my tire fell off. I have when Mr. Heiser's tire came off. I have Will on fire. I have David spinning at Gingerman, but I don't have. So I'll try to edit that, then put that clip. But yeah, I watched Dad in my rearview mirror come off the corner and just. So yeah, yeah. Ashley most definitely would be a kind of person. See, that would be the thing, Sean. That sounds great. Ashley could do it like one time, and it'll depend on because if Ashley's trying to race or you're racing, I can't expect Ashley to follow me around all day with a camera. So that's part of it. Like I have some friends like Mike, Mr. Westfall, dude, he's been my camera guy for a lot of stuff and does a really good job at it. It's just he's usually racing. And I'm usually, so like I'm not asking racers to not race so they can film me probably not racing, right? So yeah. Um That's part of it, right? And yeah, Mr. Night Rancher, don't forget his performance channel. He's going to try to grow that faster than I grow frontal discussion. Otherwise, he's got to admit some dude who just does Facebook can do it better. So I'm up to 650. Yeah, we got to get to. So YouTube monetizes at 1,000. But I don't have enough watch time on YouTube either. So that's part of getting the videos up there is that people watch my stuff. So yeah. Yeah. Find some kid that wants to get into racing and learn, and I bet they'll be happy just to be a part of things. I would love that opportunity to get. So I hear this a few times, like, oh, go to like your local college and film crew and this and that and this and like I could probably do that. But I'll be honest with you guys and gals, I would feel like I am taking advantage of somebody by doing that because like, hey, I can't pay you. I can only offer you, you know, I can only offer you exposure. Because I tell you guys right now, somebody tells me that I should do a project for them with this, and they're like, "Well, I can give you the exposure." You know what exposure pays for? Um, Let me list off all the things. So I'm not going to do that to somebody, right? So I probably could, okay, and maybe at some point, right? But and honestly, part of that is just me getting better at filming myself and at just the whole motto of this year of the following through, because I get to a racetrack and I can grab my GoPro and I didn't bring it out with me. I've got some really nice selfie sticks, tripod selfie stick deals that my phone goes onto really nice, that my GoPro goes onto really nice. And it would be really easy to just film, hey, this is what's going on. I'm out here today. This is what's going on with the car. And after each practice, film for 2 minutes. After the heat race, film for 2 minutes. You know, put some put some B-roll in of like on track stuff with the GoPros and that. Like I could make some really, really good videos just of myself. However, I haven't, right? I have a lot of content that I haven't put together. And so that's why for me, I could do some really neat stuff with somebody that knew how to operate a camera, right? Even the camera I have some neat lenses for it. I got a gimbal. I got some neat equipment. The mics that I'm wearing right now, I'm wearing a lav mic, right? We're plugged. These are the ones that you guys usually see these big clips where they've got it clipped up here. Buy the lav mic, okay? If you're going to do into content creation, buy the lav mic. This looks so much better than this thing hanging off, okay? And it sounds better too, right? But I have some neat stuff. And so if somebody knew how to operate a camera, like really knew the tricks and what all the settings did, right? Stuff like that, I could do some really neat stuff. However, I can do some really neat stuff without somebody like that. My phone films really good video. My GoPro films really good video. I've got little lights, big tip, right? That's all this is. Take a little light. Okay, that dude, this thing with the GoPro, or even I have a little bigger light with the GoPro. Like I can, middle of the night, man, I can make some really nice stuff. I just have to do it, and that's what this year's about, is that follow through stuff. So if you guys see me at a racetrack and see me with my phone out talking to myself or try to talk to you, like, because that's part of the Lavs mic, is that I can mic myself up the whole time. The receiver works on that camera, works on my phone, works on my GoPro, and I can have another one that I interview with, and it works really, really well. And it's one of those I can just be mic'd up for most of the day. So this might be what happened. So I don't know. There's really exciting opportunities, and maybe it's just me walking around interviewing people or doing a few small interviews. So Mr. Grabinger would like a tour of the place, just for funsies. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Just because. So, all right. So I'm going to send this to myself because I think I can do that. I can actually, because I'm definitely not making this post or making it public. All right. So now I click on this. This is how easy it is to join me if I ask you to if I ask you to be part of an interview. By the way, I send you a link and you click on it, and then once everything loads, you just have to open it in a browser. So I have to open it in Chrome. Okay, you'll see it's thinking, right? And then you're entering Studio. This is good for me to do from time to time, so I know what I'm looking at. And then I'm going to pick the camera, because I will switch so that it is that way. Let's see if the other one looks better. Nah, the other one looked a little more cinematic. And then we back that out. And then we enter the studio. And it's that simple, okay? Now, I'm going to turn the mic off just so that you guys don't hear a weird. And then I'll give you guys a tour of the space. All right. We're also going to look. Check this out. Check this out. Hold on. What are you doing? Oh, I know what's going on. All right. There we go. That's you guys. By the way, that's what I'm staring into. Okay. Big thing there. Then there's a wall behind that. And there's a wall over here. And then there's the wall that you guys can see. Then there's me. Then there's that wall. There's the insulation I'm using. And then there's the door. And the loft. Which that is the fun thing. You'll see here it doesn't go all the way to the edge. Not a big deal. But that's it. That's just space. That's the whole space. There's 3/4 inch plywood on the floor. And then there is a double stud. So like this one's a double stud back here. So yeah, that's the space. I will see you later, Mr. Night Rancher. Thanks for stopping by. So where's the restroom at? In my house. I will admit too, it's kind of neat. I am listening to me with about a 1.5 second delay. Maybe not quite as much. I have a headphone in. So I'm hearing that through there. But we can go ahead and leave here. It's that easy. If I ever ask you for an interview, right? It's that easy. It is the perfect size for the studio. I am eventually, we'll make this thing big enough where, if you guys ever watched the Bogetti studio stuff with Cooper Bogetti, one of Cletus's friends there, his space is not that much bigger than this, if it's bigger than this at all. But the table that he has and where the camera is and stuff like that, we could I could easily fit 4 or 5 people in here to hang out and talk and do interviews and stuff. So this is a perfect size space for me. Perfect size space for me. Like I'm very happy with this space. So yeah, I just got to get it figured out. We're going to get some carpet in here. And then going to get, oh no, dude, Jeff, I got paneling. So I got part of the reason I'm going paneling. So if I threw up some sheetrock, I would then have to tape and mud said sheetrock, and then sand said sheetrock, and then I have to paint said sheetrock. And that's a lot of work, especially in this unheated space. Or I can do what I did, which is I went to Menards and I bought some paneling, and we're going to put that up. And so this wall and that wall are going to have the same paneling, and then that wall and that wall will have different paneling. That way I can have effectively 2 different backgrounds for different things. But yeah, I'm this place is, I can't explain to you guys how happy and excited I am to have this space. And it's been over 2 years that we've been working on the pole barn. I started in August of 21. So that's when we broke ground. That was us scalping the dirt. Pole barn is in sight of being done, usable. And now I have this space to be able to set up and have guests and hang out and do shows. And so much stuff in the last couple weeks has just gone right. So that's why I'm so excited about this. I know that some of you are going to share that excitement, and some of you are going to be like, Todd, I don't care. Man, I sure wish I could afford all that. Yeah, some cool stuff has happened that I've been really lucky that we can afford to do this, but it's been a lot of work too. All the MPMC stuff, the people that I've talked to out there, if I didn't build this to what it is, I wouldn't go out there. They wouldn't talk to me. Like 5 years of work has gone into this kind of stuff. So for it to pay off is huge. It feels good, man. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. So do some cool orange and black backgrounds like your early year style. Actually, the early year styles, those were that was white. That's where this sign came from. And the white, I thought about tonight. I almost thought about hanging up the going to get some tablecloths to hang up again. And we still might do that for funsies as a throwback show. But we are going to do. I do still have some of the sound tiles, the orange black sound tiles, because that's part of it. Wherever I decide the space is going to be, which would probably be against that wall, just because it's a small wall, the one with the door. There's two things that are going to happen. One is I'm going to put something on that wall, and it might just be the piece of paneling that I have there. But it's going to be my sticker wall, and that's where I'm going to want you guys to send stickers in that I can put on the wall. I'm going to have a few to start. If a company actually works with me where they've sent me product or something like that, 100% it'll go on the wall. But if it's just a random company that I have not worked with that doesn't support me, doesn't support us, something like that, and I don't mean that in a negative way, just we don't have a relationship together, they're going on the wall. It's not random stickers. I've got a few already from some of you drivers that are going to go on that wall. And I have some of the orange and black tiles that I want to do in a different pattern. They're not going to be like it, just a solid wall of the checkered. But I'm going to do probably some diamond in the back or something. We'll put that in there. It'll be kind of cool. And so we will have some of that. And then some of the other walls, yeah, I'm going to hang some of my hoods. I've got championship hoods that I can hang up. I might put my championship Hoosier on a hanger. One other thing we're going to do too, when it gets warm enough where I can just wear a t-shirt, for you guys and gals who I have some of your racing gear. So I have I'm wearing my Dan Benson shirt. It's just cold out here. I'm contemplating putting my coat on. It's cold. But I'm going to be wearing, I'm gonna start, instead of wearing my stuff, I'm gonna start wearing your guys' stuff. So when we do the interviews and the shows from in here, I'm gonna wear shirts I get from you guys. I'm gonna wear, if it's a company I've worked with, that one like Aeromotive, and Proform and stuff like that. I have some neat shirts and stuff, but that one will depend on what we're talking about, because if it's something kind of controversial, I don't want them associated with it. And I don't necessarily want people to think that show is sponsored by them. But the touring series. So I have some of the national series shirts. I have a SCDRA Northeast shirt. I have a bunch of VOR shirts. I have a few from them, but I have some from their events. But you guys are going to see me wearing that kind of stuff too. So if you have anything that you want to send right now, PO Box 340, Charlotte, Michigan 48813. Send it up. Yeah. As soon as I figure out what the stickers are all going on, I'm gonna get it up and get going. Because even if it's just a piece of paneling, I can pull it off. So yeah. If you watch Dale Jr.'s show, he's always wearing shirts and hats from people he supports. A lot of them are grassroots racers you've never heard of. Yeah. So 45 degrees over across the pond. Yeah, dude. So I don't know. Like it's warm enough right now. Like I'm not dying, but it's chilly. Did my phone die? My phone died. Okay, so I don't know how cold it is. My laptop says it's 37, so it's chilly, because it ain't heated out here. It's partially insulated, but I got the door wide open. I had the extension cord ran through the door, so that's why. Yeah, a lot of good things are going to happen this year. A lot of really good things are going to happen. I'm sitting in my new studio that is for the show. I have the space next door to warehouse stuff for the front wheel drive shop. So we get to really hammer down on that, which next week you guys are going to see me 1, 2, 3, 4 to 6 new products are going to go up on front wheel drive shop next week. So pretty proud of a couple of them. So yeah, we're hammered down on a lot of stuff. Pole barn will be real soon. Studios next day or two. So if you guys got something you want me to put in the studio, hit me up, man. The other thing that I'm working on too, Matthew, I still have some hats. Yeah, I need to get those up for sale. I have a stack of them. Or I need to give more of them away. One other thing that I am going to work really, really